So this next story I want to talk about, I find this story to be very, very interesting. And I was trying to find an appropriate word to describe this, and I was thinking bizarre, if bizarre would be an appropriate word. And the reason why I'm saying that, because the first headline I saw about this story was Jamaican police officer arrested by ICE. And to me, that sounded clear, like, okay, maybe a Jamaican police officer in Jamaica went to America and overstayed his time. But then when I went on to do some more research, I saw this headline that stated that ICE arrested Jamaican national serving as police officer living in the US illegally. And that's a complete different story. And I was even more confused. So this is the story coming out of America about this case.
First at 11, the police chief in Old Orchard Beach is speaking out and firing back at the federal government after one of the town's police officers was arrested by ICE. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marissa Bodner. At the center of all this is John Luke Evans. He's a recently hired summer reserve police officer in Old Orchard Beach. The Department of Homeland Security says Evans is an illegal immigrant from Jamaica who overstayed his visa when he flew into Miami in September of 2023. Homeland Security says the ATF flagged Evans when he tried to buy a firearm, which he was planning to use as a police officer. He was then taken into custody by ICE, where he remains. Patricia Hyde, the field office director for ICE Boston, blasting the OOB Police Department, writing in part, quote, "The fact that a police department would hire an illegal alien and unlawfully issue him a firearm while on duty would be comical if it weren't so tragic. We have a police department that was knowingly breaking the very law they are charged with enforcing in order to employ an illegal alien," end quote. Tonight, the Old Orchard Beach police chief issuing a response saying the Department of Homeland Security signed off on Officer Evans' right to work. Chief Elise Shard writes, quote, "As part of the hiring process, the town reviewed multiple forms of identification, including photo identification, and submitted Evans' I-9 form to the Department of Homeland Security's E-Verify program. The Department of Homeland Security then verified that Evans was authorized to work in the U.S. The form was submitted and approved by DHS on May 12, 2025, end quote. They also claim he is authorized to work in the United States until the year 2030. It's not clear what's next in this case. We'll bring you any new information as we get.
Okay, so that was the news story coming out of America, and this can be so confusing. In 2025, with the Trump administration and with what we have seen so far with illegal immigrant, what it means to be an illegal immigrant now, it's almost like the definition has changed, because this man was said to have special work permit or whatever arrangement under the previous administration, that he was allowed to work in America until 2030. So there was some special arrangement that was made under the previous administration. I'm not sure. I guess it is evident that he left Jamaica, went to America, overstayed his visa, but there was special arrangement that was made. I know in America they have these different programs, the DACA program, that will get people that enter America, overstay, and now they are facing like an illegal status. They can correct things and go back into the system. And so, but under this Trump administration now, even the DACA programs, even refugee programs, and some of the special exemption that was made for certain people entering America, whether illegally or overstaying their time, the Trump administration is having nothing of that now. So this Jamaican man that went to America, apparently, from what we're hearing, overstayed his time, but was granted special privilege to get a work permit and to be able to work in America until 2030. He is now categorized as an illegal immigrant, and now he's in ICE custody. So this is very confusing between the two administration and what is going on. Very, very confusing. And one of the things that what is obvious in recent time is that the mass deportation that Donald Trump foresee, that millions of illegal immigrants would have been deported, I don't think it's going his way. So what we have seen in recent time is that people that would not have fallen in this category are now being deported. Even people with green card, someone with a green card holder that might have been arrested for like a traffic violation or whether smoking or whatever. No, these people are on the deportation list. So this is very confusing. Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you think about it? Here at Carib 21, I'm on a mission to showcase the vibrant culture and the breathtaking beauty of the Caribbean while showcasing our culture and what is trending. If you want to support me on this mission, please subscribe. And if you also want to support, you can hit the comment section and buy me a cup of coffee. In order to buy me a cup of coffee, you can follow these instructions. Just click more. You will see the link to buy me a cup of coffee. Click the link. You can purchase 1 or 2 cups of coffee and you'll be helping me to fulfill this mission. Thank you. So a few weeks ago when Trinidad and Tobago, they announced this stand your ground law, and I did a video and I said, this is going down the wrong direction. This is not a good idea. So now we saw a video going viral in Trinidad and Tobago of one of the ministers in Trinidad explaining the difference between the common law laws in Trinidad and Tobago now that's present and what is going to replace it, which is the stand your ground law. And this video went viral for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion.
The thing about this bill is it extends your right to protect property and allow self-defense or defense of property better than common law. So if they thief your property and they run away, you might want to ask if you could shoot them while you're running away with a gun. Now all of this is common sense. If he had a gun during the invasion and he's leaving with the gun, it's always possible he can change his mind and say, oh, you know what, I feel that man can identify me. Let me turn around and finish him off. So the fact that he's running away, you know they always say if you're running away you can't shoot. No. Circumstances, he's running away armed with a gun, you can shoot him in the gun. And explain yourself after. That's the reality. If he's running away without a gun, that's a different thing. Right? If he is down on the ground and they hit him too and you're moving, you can't finish it off. Common sense thing is, you save it because you can't let them back to them.
So in that video, you saw the defense minister, Wayne Sturge, explaining to an audience the difference between the stand your ground law and the common law that's currently in Trinidad and Tobago. And in that video, you could see, I know that the sound was a bit off. The sound quality was very poor. But in that video, he was stating that, look, if someone break into your house and they rob you and they're leaving and that person has a firearm, but they are running out. They rob you and they are running out, and you are the owner of a legal firearm. Even though that person is running, you can go after that person and you can shoot that person. And we know that in pretty much every country, like North America, the Caribbean, that is a big no-no. If you do that in Canada, if you do that even in America that has the stand your ground law, there are many cases in America of incidents like this where someone would shoot someone in the back and you're facing a big lawsuit or time in prison. So this is one of the reasons why the stand your ground is something that personally I cannot support. And this what he explained is a bit conflicting to me, because like I'm the type of person, like I've said in the past, like, look, if someone breaks into my house, you are not leaving my house alive. I've said that. But the thing with this law, with the stand your ground law, what makes it so tricky is that it doesn't even have to be in your home. You could come out and see someone robbing, like breaking into your car, and the person will see you and run off. And if you go ahead and shoot that person, you are in big trouble. So I find that this coming from the defense minister, it's kind of troubling. And we will see what will happen going forward in Trinidad and Tobago if this stand your ground law is going to go through. But based on all the research that we have seen so far, it's never worked in America. Like most state in America with stand your ground law, it just never work. We just hear of all these horror stories coming out. And it's not, remember, the stand your ground law is not just about criminals. Like it can be used on loved ones. Like if you are in a relationship, a husband and wife or whatever, they're fighting, a brother, two brothers are fighting, this also can play out. The stand your ground law can also play out in those cases. So I know sometimes they use the stand your ground law as, no, this is just between you and a criminal, but that is not the case. A lot of cases, probably half of the cases that we've seen coming out of America that's very questionable are family related. The stand your ground law also apply to those situations. So this is very interesting. But sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Do you think that the defense minister, what he explained, was going too far? Or do you agree that, look, if someone comes and break into your house, even though they did not harm you and your family and they are running out, do you think that you should have the right to take that person's life and that the government should defend you if you exercise that right? Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.